Good evening. This is Ken at Tortoise Capital with the daily trading report for October 10th, 2016. Market remains in bullish normal. On an annual basis, using the RSI 14, we're at 58 out of 100. Using a 10-day look back, we're at 73 out of 100, so in the high end of neutral on both. Price with respect to the 200 is at 5.53%, so white bullish, a slight improvement. Slope at the 50 improved a little bit here also to minus 0.01. ADX remains untrending at 16.6. The risk index strengthened to 1.05, so we are into risk on. And the risk Z is 0.48. This is the 90-day histogram of that indicator, still in the pre-election chop, and so while this would normally be a positive indication here for swing trading, I'm withholding judgment and action until we get through the election. No signals in channeling and overreaction. A handful of good channeling and overreaction symbols in the Dow to work with. And some in the extended ETF set, 5DD in Walmart, 551Ws in Japan and United Health, and still plenty to choose from in the auto framer. Walmart, United Tech, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot were the big losers today. Energy in the form of Chevron, ExxonMobil were very good. 5DD here in Walmart. In the ETF 30s, plenty to choose from here in the auto framer. 12.5 to 1 in gold, 7.5 to 1 in treasuries, 7.8 to 1 in silver. So there's certainly some things to be looking at there for swing trading. Key price levels in the auto framers, gold and silver, will be of interest. And in the regression line fractal framework, these in the green on the top shelf are the ones that are the most numbers of ATR below their own RL270, so that's a deep discount value play. The ones in the bottom shelf of the red are the ones that have been relative strength leaders and are overheated, perhaps. That many ATRs ahead of their RL270, which would take to be the long-term fair value. These daily squeezes are one-day pop candidates. In other words, that today's range was small enough that if we use that as the range risk, that the retest of the 10-day high and the size of their range stat makes them well postured with that level of risk in order to gain big one-day moves. And so when you see the S&P and XIV in that condition, along with Amazon, there's some possibilities for some really big one-day moves that we will be prepared for. Flashing through some charts of interest here, and just references for you. You can slow that down if you want. Latin America, emerging markets, energy, technology. These are the ones that, based on their swing Z-scores, are the strongest relative strength candidates. So we're still well in tune with the market on the basis of the Z-scores. Still trapped inside the river here. Waiting for the show to begin on November 5th. With just about everything hovering at the zero line in terms of sigma, we're at the long-term averages here. Just again, it's like watching paint dry. And that's everything I want to cover from the daily reports. Again, I'm playing these close to the vest, looking for one-day moves, limiting my risk overnight. Too many opportunities for October surprises here. Let's take a look at some key charts from the trade today. Okay, so the first one we have is XIV. This is a hybrid frog. We're looking at 1 minute charts. Here was the gap opening, mucked around for 30 minutes. You see the collapsing Z3 bands now that we're 30 minutes into the session, and the Bollinger Bands are now computed strictly from 30 bars of price action. You get this collapsing function right here. So this is only a 30-cent distance between the Z3s, and so that makes it a Z3 pinch. So when we draw this line across from the Z3 line, we get the breakout. That's the direction we go. In this case, I'm entering at 39.02. I'm using about a 20-cent stop down here at 38.82, below the RL 270. Here's one from Bob using 5-minute charts on DuPont. Gets the owl rollover here and gets short when the RL10 crosses through the dragon, and is trailing it from the top of the RL10, and basically is able to turn that into almost 4R using just an 11 cent stop. You can engineer that pretty closely, and you have a nice orderly move. Here's one leg hesitation, then the collapse, second leg down, and then you get the RLCO here, which is very close to the closing price support level. So that's a really good exit, really good trade. Wanted you to be able to see what that looked like at the moment of entry. He took the RL10 crossing the baby dragon, and he liked that one, so he put his stop here, and then off it goes. 39.88, and then onward. And then if you just extend this congestion zone across here, that becomes a reasonable target, the middle of that Bollinger Band range, that average right here. You can see the gap up, and then it's essentially a gap fade. You can use this as the target. That's eventually what manifested. Here's one on 3-minute bars, looking at the FDAX, and this was a 4-hour low. Found support, 1, 2, 3 entry. So this is actually front running the owl a little bit. Now you get the owl entry here anyway, but this little price improvement was very well done by observing the previous support level, and then looking at this long bottoming tail, and then playing the 1, 2, 3. That's really nice with the stop at Z2. Then one leg breaks out, 2 legs, pull back to the dragon, and it's already outside of the river. So that's a really nice trade to capture 0.8. Very well done. Just like that. This is Mexico, EWW, one of the frog champions, very trending intraday. And here's a frog box from the open, and then 20 minutes in, so we get this is the quick frog entry. Pretty quickly get to 1R. If you're using the trailing stops and cashing half, that would be the place where you sell half, move the stop to half an R, and then trail, and that way you make bank. And this one proceeded to 2R and then a pullback, and this would be the logical exit for that one right here. So just that's a quick 2R in Mexico in the first hour, and that's what we're looking for. Now, just as a point of reference for XIV, to close the books on that one, shifted to 3-minute charts so you could see the full day, but this is where we got the C3 breakout before, and cashed about half an hour here on the 1, 2, 3, and the RLXD crashing through the dragon. Then another Z3P breakout setup occurred here. Get an entry of about 39.28. And then cash the usual RLXD up here at 39.44. So again, a fractional win on that one. Not much room for big moves today. Most of the move today was in the gap, but still got a couple directional moves in. So, it's Ken Long at Tortoise Capital. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry.